We begin tonight in the city of Hazelton, where a bank was robbed Thursday afternoon. The search continues for the bank bandit. Good evening. This is WYLN's Late Edition, Greater Hazelton's only local news broadcast for June 19th, 2014. I'm Kristen Bazinski in for Ann Gownley. A scary afternoon for some bank workers in the city of Hazelton. Police tell us they are now searching for a bank bandit who got away with cash. Just after 4 o'clock this afternoon, a man walked into the First National Community Bank on West Broad Street and stole an undetermined amount of money. Police tell us this man in surveillance photos jumped over the counter and stole the money from the teller's drawer. Police say he then left the bank, headed to the rear parking lot where he got in a light-colored SUV and then headed east on Mine Street. The suspect is a white male, mid-20s to early 30s, with a medium build and light facial hair. He was last seen wearing a dark shirt and blue jeans and was wearing a green fishing-style hat. Anyone with information is asked to call the Hazelton Police at 570-459-4940 or simply dial 911. WYLN first told you last night how police were surrounding a home on 4th Street in Frackville, while 2 men refused to comply with police and exit the residence. WYLN's Ann Gownley was on scene last night and has more from Schuylkill County. Ann?
Thanks, Kristen. For more than 4 hours, 2 men held police at bay on 4th Street in Frackville while they tried to serve arrest warrants on the 2 men. Just after midnight, 49-year-old Stephen Andrashik and 28-year-old Harry Bainey surrendered to police and were taken into custody without incident.
If you want to come out the front door, together. Your hands up. Nothing in your hands. Walk off the porch. Lay down on the sidewalk. That's all you need to do.
With floodlights on the front and back of 29 South 4th Street, it was just after midnight when 49-year-old Stephen Andrashik and 28-year-old Harry Bainey surrendered to police. Andrashik was wanted on a warrant by state police at Frackville Station for failing to appear in court. Bainey was wanted on a warrant by the St. Clair Police. When police attempted to serve the warrants, both men refused to cooperate and ignored commands by police. With the possibility that one of the 2 men may have a weapon, state and local police, along with the help of the local fire departments from Frackville, blocked off the streets around 4th Street, including a section of Route 61 from both the north and southbound traffic. Around 9 p.m., the Special Emergency Response Team unit arrived on scene and put their protective gear on to assist troopers. Area residents gathered around 4th Street but were told by police to get back in their homes for their own protection. 2 flashbang devices were detonated to drive Andrashik and Bainey out of the home. When the 2 men surrendered after nearly 4 hours, neighbors and onlookers could be heard cheering as they were taken into custody. No word from police what the 2 arrest warrants were for. Tonight, both men are behind bars at the Schuylkill County Prison. For WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Ann Gownley.
And thank you. WYLN has learned a longtime West Hazleton councilman is in trouble with the law. William Sharkey Jr. is accused of shoplifting at a borough supermarket. West Hazleton police are handling the investigation and have charged Sharkey with retail theft. The alleged incident happened at the Wise supermarket back at the end of May. Now, WYLN spoke with a source close to Councilman Sharkey, who says Sharkey was using the self-checkout that day and not all of the items scanned correctly, that he did not intentionally steal anything from the store. Sharkey faces fines of up to $300 if found guilty. He has served as a councilman in the borough for 10 years. Property owners in Wright Township will soon see an increase in their taxes. The Crestwood School Board voted in favor of a $35.4 million budget, raising the property tax rate by 1.7%. That's actually lower than first anticipated. The preliminary budget released in May proposed a 2.7% tax increase. Now, the tax rate for the fiscal year beginning on July 1st is 9.4 mils, up from 9.25. A convicted killer says he is innocent and in part blames former Luzerne County Judge Mark Chivarella for bullying him to plead guilty to a crime he says he wasn't capable of committing. He has reached out to WYLN from prison, hoping someone will hear his cries for justice to be served. In a letter to WYLN's Late Edition, 24-year-old Joshua Bradshaw, who was serving a 30 to 60-year state prison sentence for stabbing to death a police drug informant, says he wants the real story exposed, saying that he can prove his innocence and that Judge Chivarella handled his case corruptly. Bradshaw writes in his letter that Luzerne County is corrupt and that it was already proven that Chivarella was ruling corruptly, having been found guilty in the highly publicized Kids for Cash scandal. Bradshaw admits to WYLN that he indeed was a drug dealer and broke the law, but he did not stab Kevin D'Souza more than 20 times in Wilkes-Barre back in 2006. D'Souza was working as a confidential informant for the Luzerne County Drug Task Force at the time and was buying crack from Bradshaw, who was just 17 years old. Investigators had close surveillance on the drug buy, but lost track of the two for a brief time and then found D'Souza on the ground and bloody. After numerous attempts, a judge has now agreed on July 22nd. Bradshaw will have another chance to plead his case with hopes of having his conviction overturned. Bradshaw is currently an inmate at the State Correctional Institution at Cole Township in Northumberland County. According to Bradshaw, not only was his case handled corruptly, but he also has some new evidence supporting his claim of innocence. And moving on tonight, a Hazelton business operator has been charged in a case involving stolen identities and fraudulent tax refunds. On Tuesday, 50-year-old Rafael Sanchez was charged in a 43-count indictment by a grand jury in Scranton. Sanchez faces a slew of charges, including aggravated identity theft, theft of public money, and conspiracy to commit an offense against the United States. Each charge is a felony and carries a maximum sentence of 5 to 20 years in prison, a possible term of supervised release, and a fine. According to a news release from the U.S. Attorney's Office, from 2011 to 2014, Sanchez and others allegedly used identities of unknowing third parties to file thousands of dollars worth of fraudulent federal income tax returns. The charges against Sanchez stem from an ongoing investigation by the Internal Revenue Service Criminal Investigation Unit out of Scranton. Sanchez was arrested in January and is now on pre-trial release. Tamaqua area animal rescue volunteers helped a family capture their 7 pets after a traffic accident Wednesday night. The family was in the process of moving to Texas when their overloaded camper attached to an SUV began to lean over while traveling north up the hometown hill. Now, the travel trailer overturned while the driver tried to compensate to prevent it from flipping. 2 family members went to the hospital for minor injuries, while 1 other family member stayed behind to help the police and animal rescue workers find 6 missing cats and 1 dog. Tamaqua Police and Hometown Fire Police detoured vehicles while the rescuers retrieved the animals. It took about an hour, but all of the pets were found unharmed and happily reunited with their family. A Luzerne County man has been charged federally with 9 armed robberies committed throughout the county. 42-year-old Jeffrey Townsley allegedly went on an 18-day crime spree in December of 2013 and January of 2014. He was arrested on January 13th along with 47-year-old Charles Condon. Now, the charges resulted from an FBI investigation with the assistance of local police departments. Townsley was charged with 2 counts of bank robbery and 7 counts of robbery of businesses engaged in interstate commerce. The maximum penalties include 25 years imprisonment for bank robbery and 20 years for the other charges. Fines also will total about $2.25 million. Townsley remains jailed at the Lackawanna County Prison. The Borough of Cunningham and Sugarloaf Township agreed to form a joint municipal authority earlier this year. The Cunningham Borough Council will now advertise an amendment to the ordinance adopted to dissolve the Borough Authority, calling for all authority assets and debts to be transferred to the newly formed authority. The original ordinance called for the transfer of assets and debts to the Cunningham Borough. A public hearing will be held on the amendment at next month's Borough Council meeting. A federal judge ruled yesterday that a Schuylkill County clerk of the Orphans Court cannot intervene in a federal lawsuit stemming from Pennsylvania's marriage law being declared unconstitutional. U.S. District Judge John Jones ruled that the clerk of the Orphans Court, Teresa Sante Gaffney, has no legal interest in the outcome of the case. Gaffney personally opposed the May 20th decision handed down by Jones, declaring that the state's marriage laws were unconstitutional. She filed an appeal of his ruling with the 3rd U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. Judge Jones stated that the Pennsylvania Department of Health issued a notice saying that his decision is now state law and must be followed by all clerk of courts. Parents, listen up. Funds are running out for CHIP, also known as the Children's Health Insurance Program. 18,000 children in Pennsylvania are currently enrolled in the program. Part of it is federally funded and part is funded by the state. U.S. Senator Bob Casey says that the program is authorized throughout the fiscal year 2019, but it's not funded through then. Casey is trying to get ahead of the funding expiration date and pass a bill that would extend it until the end of 2019. Now, the CHIP Act of 2014 will go before the Appropriations Committee next month. Construction began today on the Pierce Street Bridge in Wilkes-Barre. It will alter traffic patterns and may even cause some minor delays. Westbound traffic is being shifted to a new westbound driving lane on the bridge. According to PennDOT, alternate lane closures may cause some minor delays from 7 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. The work, which is being done to prepare for the median barrier and mountable curb placement on the bridge, is expected to be completed by July 8th. If you're looking for a job, this next story may be just for you. A hiring event will be held in Wilkes-Barre Township to fill 150 positions at a new store opening next month. Gabes, a discount fashion retailer, is set to open on July 26th in the East End Center in Wilkes-Barre Township. The hiring event for the store will take place at the Hilton Garden Inn on Highland Park Boulevard on Monday and Tuesday from 9 to 7 p.m. Available positions include customer service, cashiers, and stocking roles, as well as leadership and supervisory positions. Applicants should bring 2 forms of identification and should also be prepared to be interviewed at the event. Warm weather and blue skies this evening to kick off the McAdoo Fire Company's 2nd annual bazaar. WILN stopping by the firehouse just a few hours ago as several area residents filled in and around the firehouse eating and playing games. Chief Bobby Leshko says there's plenty of entertainment all weekend long and hopes that everyone can come out and join in the fun.
As long as the weather holds out, and everything looks like it's going to hold out, I think we're going to have a great weekend. I actually believe our Saturday with the Tommy Guns Band for the country is going to be really busy here. So we're fully prepared. Tomorrow night we have North of 40 playing. We're ready for a good weekend, and I think we're going to have a good weekend.
And just like last year, just like in years past, you can find a lot of the same foods for a reasonable price. And like the fire department likes to say, the food is just like Grandma used to make.
We did our normal foods this year. We made our own homemade halupki, and they're actually going very fast. So my fear is we're going to be out of them by tomorrow night. So next year we'll have to just change our plans a little.
Great. Anything you want to tell anybody?
No, we appreciate everybody coming out to support us. It's been a great year, and we hope everybody comes out and has a good time. And there's a lot of stuff here for everybody.
Leshko says this one is one of many fundraisers that the department holds throughout the years.
Do this, we'll be back doing our food fest again, which will be the weekend of September, I believe, 6th and 7th, somewhere around there. But we're well off already this year, and I think this is going to be above our expectations this year.
Again, the 2nd annual bazaar will continue through Saturday evening with the Tommy Guns Band. So if you have the opportunity, make sure you head to the south side for some food, fun, and entertainment. And Gary Perna, pizza was delicious. Thank you very much. All right, everyone, listen up because we have a family 4-pack of tickets to give away to a pretty awesome event this Saturday, June 21st. Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling will be taking over the gym at Holy Family Academy. That's the old St. Joe's gym, Saturday night starts at 7. The best part of it all, like I said, you could go for free, but you have to know what animal is part of Adam Rose Exotic Express. If you know the answer, give us a call right now, 570-459-1869. Make sure you dial extension 1172 right now. Leave your name and your phone number, and that family 4-pack can be yours. This giveaway is for our 10 p.m. newscast only, and of course we say good luck.